is. What a mess my room is. Anyway, so yeah, I have to clean my room to get to become more muscular. If you clean your room, you get 10 times the pecs and 10 times the abs. I'm sorry, I'm just joking about all that, Joe. It's manly to clean your room. I enjoy cleaning my room. It's quite fun, but I'm going to clean it later today. I still have a few more invention videos to go through. This one's on global warming. The next one is a very short one. It's about what is a millennial. Energy and matter. So it's about the formula I discovered in my flying car motor, ghost matter and anti-space, connect Yule, interdimensional hyperspace, and the universal house. So they're the ideas I'm going to be going through today. So global warming. That's one hot globe. Okay, so the first cure is my father's invention, right? The biggest man-made object in the world is the roads network. And my father's idea was to paint the roads with a white color. So make all the roadways in the world white. I'm outlining it in red because the paper's white, but is to paint all the roads and all the rooftops white. And that would change the albedo of the earth. I think it's called albedo, the absorption of light. And that would reflect all the light off into space that's on those roadways. So that would be a cheap solution to do it. I took this idea and rolled it differently, which was to paint large portions of land white, like deserts and things like that, or paint them silver and let the light be reflected off of them. So that's the first and simple one. So if you took the whole of the desert and painted it white, that would probably cool the earth quite a bit because there'd be less absorbed energy, less times for the light to bounce back and forth and things like that. Okay, that's the first one. The second one was CO2 capture, right? Now, around the world, there's tons and tons of mines and wells, oil wells around the earth. So there's like below the earth's surface, there's this stuff going on and this stuff going on. It just looks like a vase and a test tube. So I'll connect them up and kind of make it look a little less stupid. But below the ground, there's tons of empty mines and tons of empty oil wells. And there's this grass that they're thinking of using for biofuel that grows super quickly. I think it's called elephant grass. And instead of going, okay, what do we do with this elephant grass? We use it as a fuel. To get rid of the CO2 we have, just start dumping it into all these holes in the ground that are left over, or even just have a big tarpaulin, like maybe the size of a small desert, and have 2 tarpaulins and just start pumping in, or start just laying them out and into the tarpaulin to just capture huge amounts of CO2 really easily. The third one, I don't really like this idea, but I'm going to put it up here anyway, is micro-reflective blimps. So they'd have to be super high atmosphere, otherwise they'd affect jet engines. But if you had these tiny little plastic pellets that were super thin pieces of plastic filled with helium or hydrogen and had a reflective surface, and you just spread them into the atmosphere, they create like a clouds. Clouds actually reflect light into space and actually cool the areas that they're over. So it'd be like having a constant cloud, these micro blimps. So I don't really like the idea because, like, if they burst, then they become a hazard to society, to not society, but a hazard to the groundwork. So if you made them maybe out of like a very thin metal, like magnesium or something like that, that would have an oxide coating. But magnesium, when it hits water and dissolves, it turns into magnesium chloride, or magnesium oxide, which is like a mineral. So it wouldn't really affect the landscape. So you could have magnesium metal balloon blimps with miniature ones with helium inside them. Okay, the last one, and this one is probably one of my favorites, is this one. If you liked it, you should have put a ring on it. Do 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 do. If you liked it, you should have put a ring on it. If you liked it, you should have put a ring on it. Do 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 do. If you liked it, you should have put a ring on it. If you liked it, you should have put a ring on it. This one is probably one of the best, my favorite ones. I don't know. The planet has a red outline because red's my favorite color. But well, one of my favorite. Well, it's. I have all of them are kind of my favorite color, but red's kind of more me. So imagine the red outline planet is Earth, and what you do is you go up into space. It's kind of what angle does it look the best? Angle from a dangle. So imagine you go up into space with a really super fine dust, and you start orbiting, and you just have this sort of like really wide dispenser, and you dispense dust around the planet in a ring, and that dust will create shade on the planet from the sun that's shining on the planet, and that will stop global warming because it'll act like a sun umbrella. It'll always be in the way of the sun. So that they're my ideas for how to cure global warming. I hope you enjoyed my eccentric brain or my straight line brain. I like straight lines. I like to do things linearly too. Linear simplification is one of my favorite things to do. Um, yeah, so they're the ideas for stopping global warming. There's this other idea of this chimney. It was really cool. It was basically it was a chimney out in the desert, but it was like a couple of miles high, and then it had these it had this ground underneath it, like it was a plastic. It was plastic over the ground, and then underneath the ground it was. I think the ground was painted black, or they had black tarpaulin, and the light would hit that, and it was basically the world's biggest chimney. And I always thought like the problem with making it was that the chimney itself had to be made of concrete, and I always thought they could make the chimney out of a balloon, like a very very strong Kevlar balloon, and just lace it up. And they had the idea of you put about six of them around the world, six or seven of these massive, massive chimneys that you could literally power the world and get rid of global warming. The other thing is, if you used the centrifugal chimney engine idea I had, you could probably make them shorter than having to go right up into the air. So there are the ideas for global warming. I have a thing called the Ollie heat engine, but the centrifugal chimney engine might also act as a reverse entropy engine and be able to turn heat directly into momentum, but I'm not too sure about that. So that's everything on global warming that I can think of. I hope you enjoyed my stream. Hopefully, I'll get a few views in the next day as people start watching these videos. Thanks for watching, and good luck in life if you're not having good luck already.